Okay, Shabbat Shalom. We have Parshat Shemot. Little recap from the Zera Shimshon. So we learned from the sages that while the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt, the tribe of Levi wasn't enslaved. All the other tribes, where there's 12 tribes, tribe of Levi was not considered part of the slavery. So we're saying, what's going on? Wasn't Abraham told, your children will be sojourners in a land not their own for hundreds of years as slaves? Aren't Levi considered the children of Abraham? So what's going on here? How come they were not considered and involved in the slavery if Abraham was told all of your descendants will be in the slavery? And even if Abraham wasn't told that, what did they do so special that they were left out of the slavery? So we look into the verse and it says they will be sojourners in a land not their own. So we learn that because the tribe of Levi was the only tribe that didn't act like the Egyptians. When Joseph died, all the other tribes started to act like Egyptians. They weren't guarding their covenant. They were starting to, do the things that the Egyptians did. And so all of a sudden the Egyptians became disgusted with them. The Egyptians were like, this is not who you are. You're not authentic. Now we're going to put you into slavery. If you would have remained true to who you were, if you would have been an authentic person, you would have been saved from this experience. So when it says you will be sojourners, obviously that implies a land not your own. So why does the Torah say sojourners in a land not your own? We know sojourner already means a land not your own. It means all the while you're a sojourner, if you act like it's a land not your own, if you act like the people of that land, then the punishment of slavery will fall on you. But the tribe of Levi, they guarded their covenant. And guys know what that means. And for girls, guys stay strong and holy also. But it really falls on the men over here to a certain degree, the circumcision, etc. But if you want to act like the people of your exile nation that's hosting you, they're going to treat you in turn as they would have treated anyone who's on a low level, a slave, someone who they disregard, someone who they don't respect, someone who's a sellout. You want to act authentic to who you were, you will have some type of protection from the slavery. So that's what the tribe of Levi did. But this is a super lesson for all of us, because a lot of us are still sojourners in a land not of our own. A lot of us are in the exile, not in the land of Jerusalem, sitting with olive trees behind them. Obviously we still have an exile here in Israel we got to deal with, but if you're in the exile, if you're not in the homeland, if you're not with your people, very important to recognize that and not get too comfortable to act like the people around you, to act like the American culture that they want us to be, where it's just hedonism, pleasure, just seeking what feels good for me. We remember we were learning in the Yenuka this week that the Greeks were trying to convince the Jews to trust your bodily instincts. If you want this pleasure, that's you. It's crazy to go against your bodily desires and your instincts. And we're saying, no. That is actually a death trap. If I go in the way that you're telling me to go, the people of the land I'm in, I'm going to get sucked into a very bad karmic trip. I'm going to be persecuted terribly. But if I stay strong to the covenant of God, even in the exile, I will be spared from the pains of the exile, just like the tribe of Levi. Obviously, they wanted to be in Jerusalem, but they didn't have to deal with the slavery in Egypt. They were just chilling, learning Torah all day. Why? Because they just kept the covenant between God. So this is the Zera Shimshon recap. I pray that we're all worthy to keep the covenant, whether we're in Jerusalem, whether we're in the exile. And this is simply for the sake of us to have a good time on planet Earth. And we know that when we have a good time on planet Earth, when we enjoy planet Earth, God enjoys planet Earth. We bring what's called nachas ruach to God. We bring pleasure to God. So if we're enjoying our time on this planet, God is happy that we're actually enjoying our time on this planet. They also say the same thing. If you're suffering on this planet, if you feel pain, God feels that pain also. There's no emotion that we feel that God can't feel also. If we feel something, it must mean God could feel it. So when you get afraid or depressed or down, immediately relate to God. Be like, wow, God lost his exile, lost his holy temple, lost his house. He's in exile. The Shekhinah, divine presence, in exile. Let's relate to God. Return back to our source. Keep the covenant. Amen.